What's up, guys? Artem MMA Analysis here. Going to be talking about José Aldo versus Merab Dvalishvili, which at the time of recording was announced today, only a few hours ago, and I'm pretty excited for this matchup. But it does hurt the soul a little bit, man, because you know what we could have got with José Aldo and Dominic Cruz having matchups announced recently. We could have had José Aldo versus Dominic Cruz, man, and it feels like the more days that we go on, the more matchups we get, the less likely an Aldo versus Cruz matchup is gonna happen. And that's just what I really want, man. That's what I want to see. One of the greatest featherweights of all time, arguably the greatest featherweight of all time, José Aldo, fighting arguably the greatest bantamweight of all time in Dominic Cruz. You know, it's just a matchup I want to see. But anyway, let's speed it up, man. I think I'm talking at like 0.5 times speed. José Aldo versus Merab Dvalishvili. I like the matchup, and I like it for José Aldo. José Aldo, if you guys don't know, is one of the better counter wrestlers in the game. He's really good. He's shown great takedown defense in the past as well. He also has an underrated submission game. Well, not necessarily a submission game, but an underrated jiu-jitsu game as well. He does have a black belt in BJJ. Merab Dvalishvili, the machine. I mean, this guy's got cardio for days. I mean, he did slow down somewhat a little bit against Marlon Moraes, but he is the machine. He has got some of the most takedowns in bantamweight history, and he hasn't even been in the bantamweight division and in the UFC for too long. His biggest win, I reckon, outside of the UFC is his win over Raufeon Stotts, where he was brought in as, in my opinion, someone to lose to Raufeon Stotts for the UFC to sign him. But actually, what ended up happening was Merab Dvalishvili knocked out Raufeon Stotts in 15 seconds. Matt Serra's boy, and Matt Serra went crazy. The UFC signed him. He lost his first couple of fights in the UFC, but he bounced back. He came back. And he's had a big comeback since then. His good wins coming over Casey Kenny, John Dodson, Cody Stamen, Marlon Moraes, and the most recent one, but he did get hurt by Marlon Moraes. And that is, I feel like, where a lot of people are picking José Aldo to potentially win by KO, because they've seen Dvalishvili get hurt by Marlon Moraes. Marlon Moraes cracked him with a couple of good ones, and he was running away from Marlon Moraes at one point. And José Aldo, with his counter wrestling, his wrestling defense, his striking as well, definitely the better striking than Merab. He hasn't got a KO in the bantamweight division yet, but potentially maybe he could crack Merab Dvalishvili in this one here. It'll be very interesting to see kind of how it goes down. But man, I do just wish we had Aldo versus Cruz. It is what it is, though. You can't cry about it. You got to move on. But the main event of this card as well is Kamaru Usman versus Leon Edwards, and I'm picking Leon Edwards to win. I mean, hey, but anyway, now let's go with José Aldo. I think he's going to be the favourite in the fight. I do think Merab Dvalishvili is going to be an underdog, and he's going to be a very valuable underdog pick if people are going to side with him. I think he's definitely got a path to victory here, but I think José Aldo, you know, he's still building that legacy. He's still beating prospects. I mean, he recently beat Rob Font, who's a pretty good prospect somewhat. He beat Pedro Munoz, who's been there, done that, been in there with some of the best guys in the world. He beat Chito Vera by decision, and Chito Vera's looked really good against Rob Font as well, you know. So, hey, man, I'm going to be trusting José Aldo to wind back the clock one more time and put on a great performance. José Aldo really is the man, and he's not even 36 years old yet. I do think that potentially we could see José Aldo fighting for the bantamweight title sometime soon. I feel like maybe if he beats Merab, maybe people will be calling for a title shot while Aljamain Sterling's the champion, potentially. But no, I can see Aldo potentially fighting for the title in 2023. I think it's definitely a reality. Maybe if he beats Merab and Dominic Cruz beats Chito Vera, we potentially could say Aldo versus Cruz for the title eliminated. That's what I really, really want to see. But I'm going to be going to Aldo to win this one here. Merab's good. Merab's very good. But I will be going with José Aldo.